My coworker investigated my private life and used it as gossip for everyone in the office. Now everyone thinks I'm a fake friend and stopped speaking to me. I'm in a little trouble at work because I've been sort of hiding my personal life. I've worked in this office for about 9 years, working my way up. I'm notoriously private and believe in a clear separation between work and home life. With that, I never, ever talk about home life. I'm not ashamed of my life, I just don't like to discuss it at work. My coworkers enjoy talking about their personal lives and often include me. If I'm asked any questions, I usually redirect or move on to someone else. In this manner, none of my coworkers knew I am married, have twin daughters, and a very active personal life. We hired Melinda last year, and she took it upon herself to become the office snoop. She spent several weeks getting as close to everyone as possible. However, she does this to seek out potentially useful information she can hold over people's heads. Try as she might, I never gave her anything. My coworkers view me as a sort of enigma. Compartmentalization aside, I've made some great friendships at work. There are more things to talk about than my husband and my kids. They are a big part of my life, but I'm not even going to martyr myself and say they're the most important. They're hugely important and come before everything else, but I'm not a sycophant, and I enjoy the 10 hours a day I'm at work when I get to be an adult and talk about things other than JoJo Siwa and the newest Kardashian exploit. Last Friday, Melinda came into work looking like the cat who got the mouse. At lunch, she announced to everyone that I am married with 2 daughters, a dog, and a nice house. I play softball, I kayak, and occasionally mountain climb, and I'm on Facebook. Honestly, that's kinda creepy. She couldn't see my posts, however, some of my photos are shared with others and therefore not private. I use a shortened version of my name, Ali from Alexandra, and my married name on Facebook, so I'm not sure how she found me unless she used white pages and put 2 and 2 together. I've already reported her to HR. But the problem is, my coworkers are acting like this is a big deal. One of my friends said she's heard that I don't trust any of them and hold them in such low regard. I tried to explain that it's nothing against anyone, I just don't like discussing home at work and vice versa. I never bring work home. When I'm home, that's time with my kids, my dog, my husband, or friends and hobbies. Heck, I chose to live an hour outside of the city in a small town just to avoid work when I'm not there. I've apologized if any feelings were hurt, but my coworkers are now giving me the cold shoulder and won't talk to me unless it's directly about work. I honestly don't see the problem. I've never lied to them, I've never given them false info, and I've never made up wild tales about my life. I'm still the same person I was, now they just know more about me than they did. Up in the comments. I stand by my decision to be private. Melinda has used information against coworkers quite often. For example, my coworker, who I'll call Hank, recently found out he has cancer. He was also assigned a huge, very important, and time-consuming project. Our boss rarely hands out important projects and never assigns them if he has even the slightest idea you can't handle it. Melinda somehow found out about Hank's diagnosis and, 2 days later, told our boss. As a result, Hank was removed from the project altogether, and Melinda was then assigned to the project along with someone else. Another example is a coworker named Lucy, who was in charge of a mini-merger between us and another company. Lucy's ex-boyfriend from 6 years ago works at that company, but they are friendly. Lucy mentioned this one day, and Melinda went and told our boss that Lucy and her ex had drama. Lucy and her entire team were removed from the merger, and Melinda and her team were assigned to it. Melinda also found out that Rob had a job interview with a competing company and told our boss, who then fired Rob. Melinda seeks out information she can use to further herself at the detriment of others. I wear a wedding band, it's just unconventional and doesn't look like one. My colleagues know my interests. We talk about hiking and softball, and some arts and crafts I enjoy doing. They've seen me knitting at my desk, doing needlepoint, and drawing. There's more to talk about than just my 7-year-old not speaking to her daddy because he grounded her for a bad test score, or my husband and I arguing because he broke my grandma's face. I just don't have my head up my own rear when it comes to family. Update 1. I don't have any sort of interesting update. HR brought us both in yesterday afternoon and asked us WTF is going on. I presented my side, as detailed above. Melinda gave her side. She basically said that she had been trying to get to know everyone and had trouble getting to know me, so she found my Facebook in an effort to find something to talk about with me and then informed everyone else. I asked my HR rep to pull up Facebook and do a cursory search for my real name. There were several results. Then I asked him to search my married name, or the one I go by on Facebook, Ali Smith. There were enough results for about 6 or 7 scrolls on the mousepad. In any case, too many to count. I haven't touched my own page since I reported the incident. My profile was about 30 names from the top, but, as I said, my profile pic is my dog, not me, so she would have had to look at each thumbnail photo or view each account. I do have an Instagram page that's private, but I only have a few friends, mostly family members, under the same name. She found me the night before last and friended me. Naturally, I blocked her. HR gave her a reprimand for creating a negative work atmosphere. My HR rep wasn't sure why Melinda felt the need to blast my info to everyone and called BS on her claim that it was innocent. So, that's that. That's probably all that's going to come from it because my coworkers are now acting mostly back to normal. However, I took the advice from this sub and I'm making amends. They're all more receptive. I'm going to learn to open up, but not by much. They know enough about me now to understand I'm not an automaton or anything. Update 2. She was given a reprimand and ultimately quit. No one would speak to her, and the grapevine has it that HR was beginning an investigation into her due to multiple complaints. As for me, my coworkers have moved on and we're back to normal. I still maintain my privacy, but I also don't avoid questions when asked. However, my coworkers recognize that I just don't want to talk about my private life, and therefore they don't ask deeply personal questions. In any case, I'm due for a promotion soon that will involve moving myself and my family to a new country, which we're all looking forward to.